Hey, it's Mr. E here, and our aim for this video is how do we write the equation of a circle. So the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. H and k represent the coordinates of the center, so it says where h and k is the center and r is the radius. In the equation of a circle, only substitute for h, k, and r. Okay, let's briefly go over the radius and h and k. Okay, so the radius of the circle is the distance from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. So here is a radius because it's a line drawn from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. Now let me point something out. Don't think of the radius as exclusively one line. Any line drawn from the center of the circle to a point on the circle is a radius. So you can have countless radii that you can draw around the circle. These are just a few. H and K represent the coordinates of the center of the circle. H represents the x coordinate of the center and k represents the y coordinate of the center. So when you work with circle equations, you are working on the coordinate plane. All right, let's work out an example. What is the equation of the circle below? Oh, by the way, actually, before we even work out this example, I forgot that I'm supposed to give you some steps. So you should pause this video and copy these steps down into your notes, because these are the steps I'm going to use as a guide to work out the example. All right, so what is the equation of the circle below? Okay, my first step is to identify the center. So here is the center. What are the coordinates of the center? Well, the x coordinate is -3 and the y coordinate is 1. Now remember, these coordinates represent h and k. So the center is -3, 1. The next step is to find the radius. So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. So I'm going to count from the center to a point on the circle. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. So see, I'm counting here. I counted 3. So the radius is 3. Next, I'm going to substitute into the equation of the circle. So it's going to be x minus -3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 3 squared. Let me point something out here. Notice that I have a subtraction sign and a negative sign here. The reason is because the equation of a circle already comes with a subtraction sign, and then the h here that I'm substituting in there has a negative sign. So I have to write x minus -3. It does make a difference, because what's going to happen now when I simplify the signs, that x minus -3 is going to become x plus 3. Right? Because when you subtract a negative, you're really adding. So I get x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. So this is my final answer when I simplify. When you simplify, all you're doing is you're simplifying the signs, and you are just simplifying the radius. Okay, let's try another example. If the center of a circle is -4, -5, and the radius is 5, what is the equation? Okay, so the standard equation of a circle is this. So I have to substitute h, k, and r. So here's my h, here's my k, and here's my r. So when I substitute, I'm going to have x minus -4 squared plus y minus -5 squared equals 5 squared. So we're going to simplify the signs and the radius. So that x minus -4 is going to become x plus 4 squared plus, and that y minus -5 is going to become y plus 5 squared equals, and that 5 squared becomes 25. So I get this as my final answer. Okay, let me point something out here. You might have noticed by now that what the standard equation of a circle is doing, because of these subtraction signs in front of h and k, is it's changing the signs of h and k. So if h and k are negative, you're going to get x plus whatever the original h was here, and then you're going to get y plus whatever the original k was here. So the signs of h and k are changing when you put them into the formula. And the radius is being squared. That's important. Okay, so think about it. What happened to the signs of h and k when you put it into the circle equation? The signs changed. The signs changed. What happened to the radius? It got squared. Okay, even in the first example, let's go back to the first example. Your original h and k was -3 and 1. But look at your final answer. Look at the equation. It says x plus 3. That -3, it's going to look in the equation as x plus 3. And that 1 is going to look in the equation like y minus 1. So the signs of h and k are changing. And the radius is getting squared. Now, why am I emphasizing this? Well, the reason I emphasize this is because we also get questions like this one, or tasks like this one, where you are given the equation and you are being asked to give the center and the radius. So it's like we're doing the reverse. Before, we wrote the equation. Now we're given the equation and we're being asked to extract the center and the radius from the equation. But this should be simple if we understand this, if we understand what's going on. Okay, so here we're given the equation x plus 5 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 49. So let's think about it, right? The person that wrote this equation had an h and k. And what happened to that h and k when they wrote this equation? The signs got changed. So now we get x plus 5 squared plus y plus 2 squared. But what should h and k be if it says x plus 5 and y plus 2? The signs should get changed. So that means the original h was -5, and the original k was -2. So to extract the center, you have to change the signs of these numbers here. Now, what about the radius? What happened to the radius? How did they get to this 49? Well, they had to square the radius. So how do we get the radius back? We have to do the opposite. We have to square root this 49. What's that? That's 7. So here's h and k, and the radius is 7. Let's try another example real quick so you get the hang of it. So here's the equation of the circle. We're being asked to give the center and the radius. So h and k is going to be -3, 8. Have to change the signs of these. And the radius is going to be the square root of 32. Now, don't give your answer in decimal form, okay? Just simplify this radical, and we're going to simplify it with radical 16 and radical 2. That's going to be 4 radical 2. So the radius is 4 radical 2. Okay, I hope this video helps you with writing the equations of a circle. And then we also extracted the center and the radius when given the equation of a circle. Take care.